I'm Jasmine,
And I'm Jeremiah.
and we are the Smith family. If you can see her, that's Indigo. She's our 9-month-old daughter. It has officially been 9 months since we moved to Chicago,
That's
and
false.
it's officially been 3 months since we moved to Chicago. And these are the three things that we wish we had known before moving. Come in hot at number one. This isn't a bad thing. It's just Midwestern nice. I don't know that we were anticipating the kindness that we've received. I don't know if you've necessarily mentioned any specific instances, but I feel like anywhere that I've gone, especially with her, have just received an exuberant amount of kindness from people. People have gone out of their way to like help me do things. For example, I was at Target. I think I had a case of waters, maybe, or like a case of Lacroix or something like that. Her and like a couple of bags of groceries, and some guy was like, "Hey, like, can I take like that case of waters for you?" And I was like, "No, like I'm okay." And then he hesitated, and he was like, "No, like let me take the case of waters and just put them in your car for you. Like, let me just take them." And so he grabbed them and literally put them into my car for me. He's like, "You have a great day," which is really kind. He went out of his way, and not to say that people don't do that in other places, but there's just so many genuine exchanges that I've experienced. I took our pup to the dog park and ended up exchanging contacts with a lady that was there. We were like chatting the entirety of the time. She had the sweetest puppy named Baloo. He was a Rottweiler, and Baloo got really tired of our dog really fast, but she exchanged numbers and then she sent me a list. My birthday is coming up of all of the best things to do in Chicago. She was like, "You've got to celebrate. Here's a list of all of the best spots. If you need anything else, let me know." And so, yeah, there's that. I've been in a coffee shop just sitting, and some younger guy approached and he's like, "Oh my gosh, is this your daughter?" He's like, "You literally look so happy with your baby and like being a mother." And then he was just telling me about his like desires and wants of becoming a father and what he wants to accomplish before he becomes a father. And so, I don't know. I feel like I've just had so many like genuine, authentic conversations here that have led to just like friendship. I don't know. I feel like at home, yes, you can like have a conversation with someone, and there's the like courtesy of like the "how are you doing," head nod in the grocery store, whatever it is. But when someone engages with you here, like they are being intentional about that, and that's a sweet change of pace. That's mine.
Yeah, number two. I would just say transportation is hard here. And driving, wild. I've never experienced as crazy driving as I have in the city of Chicago. It's people will literally go around you to blow through a stop sign because you stopped. And I guess you're not supposed to stop at stop signs here. I don't know. Um, and the highway traffic all the time. Doesn't matter if it's 5 a.m. or 10 p.m. There's going to be traffic on the expressway. They call it the expressway here, not the highway. Fun fact. Yeah, so driving is just, it's not easy to get around. And if you do drive and you're trying to drive into downtown, then you got to find a place to park. And parking is not free anywhere. Unless you know a hack, which I'm not. I'm gatekeeping this one. I know in the last episode I think we said we don't gatekeep, but I'm gatekeeping this parking hack. So we got to. Sorry. Um, but yeah, so driving is not easy. And then you talk about public transportation. I think I really like romanticized the idea of public transportation. I was like, man, I can just walk outside and hop on something that's going to take me somewhere else magically in like 2 minutes. That's not the case. Yeah, the housing is kind of like you have to find if you're planning on taking public transportation for your like main mode of transportation, then you have to find a place that's near a train, or you could take the bus, which that's what I was doing. I was commuting to work by bus for a little bit, and it's just super inconsistent. You don't know what time it's going to be there. They could be coming every 5 minutes or every 20 minutes. I remember there was one day that literally no buses came for 25 minutes, but then three buses, all with the same route, came back to back. And so you just never know what you're going to get. Trains are definitely more consistent, but again, you have to live near the train to be able to take that. And then there's the Metro, which is like the nice, like really just well kept transportation. which was taking that when we were a little further south, just because there was a stop about a 5 minute drive. You could park in front of the metro, take it, but then it was like a 15 to 20 minute walk to work from the metro station. So it's just not easy. There's not back home. You literally get in your car, drive to the parking lot that's directly in front of where you need to go, and you get out and you go. You don't have to think about like adding 20 minutes to park and walk somewhere or anything like that. So, yeah, just not easy to get around in this city.
I'm coming in at number 3, and this one is just like a general moving away type of deal. But I don't know that we recognized how much more challenging it was going to be to like raise your a child away from your family, and be married. Not that being married is hard. It just is like juggling marriage and parenting and doing it all solo. Like we moved away from our friends, we moved away from our family, and do we regret that? No. We've taken a risk that is honestly, if things go according to plan, is going to be really rewarding. And maybe at the end of this, we move home, or maybe we stay here. But yeah, it's just a lot more challenging than I anticipated. You've really got to be intentional with the way that you map out your time, with the way that you uh, where you choose to spend your time, how you invest it, who you're spending your time with. Just because it can get away from you. And I recall one friend telling me, she was like, "You're not going to want to do that. My best friends moved away and they literally moved back because it was so hard and so challenging." And not to discredit that, but I think like 3 months in, we're already learning like how much more communication has to be ramped up between the two of us so that we're locked in, so that we can lock in with her. And be solid, and we're gonna have bumps in the roads and ups and downs with that. And great, thankfully, like our family is willing to like fly in and help on the drop of a dime when they can, when we need it. um but yeah, it takes, I think, the fact that we were able to be in counseling, and kind of take some tools to equip us just for everyday life before we moved here, it was really helpful, because if we hadn't, I think it would have been a catastrophe. And so yeah, I think that's something to consider if you're considering moving, not to Chicago, but just anywhere. Make sure that you are tight and locked in with your partner so that you can do this successfully. I think that applies even if you don't have a child. But yeah, if you're thinking about moving, going anywhere, we're 3 months in, we're live, thriving some days. It's getting better. It is hard in the beginning, but it's going to be worth it, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah, take the risk.
Yeah, do it.
It's something on the other side for you. It's scary, it's hard, but hard things are worthwhile. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.